Up now. I ain't really got to say shit, you heard me? Let my motherfucking dog talk. Third coach. Seth, nigga. 2800 Houston Street, nigga. Big money Texas, man. Long start, man. What y'all know about them Texas boys, cuz? Real talk.
It's cool when they talk shit. It's a problem when I talk shit. Fuck them. Y'all niggas in Texas. Them niggas retarded. Them niggas is racist. I ain't bumping nobody. If you ain't locked in, then it's fuck you. My thing on 556, that bitch look rich. I nigga don't touch you. I just love Dallas. Them niggas get money. Them niggas can hustle. Knocking niggas Tennessee. They do it the whole like niggas some busters. Stop talking that running up. You always speaking on me with your dope ass. I ain't running from nothing. My niggas don't kill. They giving out toe pads. They hate it. They get my ex-wife is new bitch. And Texas we eat beef. Knocking niggas ain't saying these niggas some bitch. Gangland. They know what I claim. My count be big. These niggas ain't nothing. They live off the bitch. These niggas ain't shit. Hey, please pull up. I'm with my dough up. Trap house bomber. My niggas don't show up. These niggas really thinking they know what. Seen ice out chick don't throw up. Ice out bills on my chain don't blow up. Damn, I'm having fun. They just don't. And they nothing with them. I'm hearing that wet shit. Think I ain't gon' bump. She just be till I fall. That shot I go flip. Like, ooh, he shine. They think this shit sweet. I'm promoting violence. My main bitch thuggin'. She thuggin' in public. She tuggin' my papers. Remember pulling village? I was broke as a bitch. Now I'm seeing my vision. Don't act like you love a nigga, cause a nigga don't tell on their brother, nigga. These niggas will switch on their brother, nigga. Turn out, then act like a other nigga. I put that on my granddaddy. They stitching, they back at it. Bitches look now, they backtracking. My truck, I'm a black matty. They talking about sliding on who. They talking about snitching on who, nigga. Get the 3 shots in this chopper, but shoot 33, I leave 43 dead. On me, so I see nigga my foot on their neck. Smoking the cess and I'm getting the check. 30 carats in my chain, they forget. Put my brothers on the list for a check. Sing them last in. They couldn't talk to me back then. My brother count past 10.
Yeah. Welcome to the DJ Genesis platform. My name is JJ7000, aka Mendika Molly. You know what I'm saying? I got the Gold Coast Gorilla in the building, King Seth, the Lions Den Intercontinental Champion. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him introduce himself. You know, I'm gonna get out the way. We're also streaming on Lions Den platform. See, basically what's going on is, you know, the brother did all this research and information. And for somehow it was discrepancy on the date of the debate. We usually schedule it for American time, not Japan. So I'm gonna give him a pass. But brother didn't let him come on to do his information. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I give you King Goddamn Gold Gorilla Seth. Go ahead. You got the floor.
Man, it's the Gold Coast Gorilla, man. Y'all know King Seth. Yeah, I was on vacation with my toes twinkling in the Gulf of Mexico. That's what I was doing. They tell me, oh, the debate on the 7th. They called me on the 6th. I mean, the 7th on a Monday, I was with it. The 6th on a Sunday. You know, it might have been a miscommunication, but I don't know. I don't care. All I know is, bro, I ain't never ran from our fight. I ain't never ran from our debate. That's why I got this book. So, Brother Mandinka, go and tell them boys my credentials and tell them how I get down.
Like I say, man, when it comes to these debates, man, there is no other like King stuff, man. You know, he come up in the Lions Den streets, the back chats of the Lions Den with the gladiators. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do, like I said, the brother one held over here in the Lions Den. He's been holding on to it for a while. and he earned that. But yeah, the brother gonna get on here, and he got some questions for a lot of Bible believers. You know, is the Bible fact or fiction? You see what I'm saying? So without further ado, I'm gonna let the brother share his presentation. We seen that little weak ass presentation that his opponent put up there. It wasn't even worthy to even be in the ring with a goddamn fifth grader. You hear what I said? You had me more than you than you anybody. Go yourself. I mean, you hate Africans. Why would you bring up Taharka? Taharka doesn't fit really in the biblical narrative. We talking about all the way from Adam all the way to the character of Moses, Noah, Jonah, Jacob, all the stories of these guys. Not nobody. You know what you did, Judah Nazareth? Yes, said your name. What you did, we know that New York is real, but is Spider-Man real? This what you did was historical fiction. So go ahead, King Seth. Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do.
Can y'all see my screen? Do y'all see that? Is the Bible fair?
Yeah.
Do y'all see that?
Yeah, we see it. Go ahead, fam.
Okay.
Do what you got to do.
Is the Bible a fairy tale or myth? The easy answer is yes. You see what I'm saying? So let's go on with okay. My first slide is the definition of a fairy tale. Let's go over definitions. See, I want people to understand that words have meanings. When you say these words, we have meanings. Fairy tale, a children's stories about magical and imaginary beings and lands. The place looks like something out of a fairy tale children's book, similar to fairy tale, folklore, myth, legend, romance, something resembling a fairy tale and being magical, idolized, or extremely happy. A fairy tale romance. This would be a fairy tale ending. The lives, story, fairy tale, an invented or unlikely story, especially one intended to deceive. So I want everybody to understand the definition of a fairy tale. Now, these are definitions that I want y'all to remember. The definitions of a myth. A collection of myth, especially one belonging to a particular religious or cultural tradition. I want y'all to remember that. That's the first definition. All you have to do is just go to Google, look up definition. This is surface. This is surface stuff. Like these are things that's right on the top that you don't even have to search deep for. A book discussing Jewish and Christian mythologies. This is not nothing that I put on there. I didn't put that on there. I didn't put a book discussing Jewish or Christian mythology. I didn't put that there. This is what you look up when you look up the word of the definition of the word myth. Genocide was a god of wisdom and success in Hindu mythology. A set of stories or beliefs about a particular person, institution, or situation, especially when exaggerated or fictitious. This is the definition of a myth. So I would like everybody to remember these definitions. I want y'all to remember these definitions when you look these definitions up of these words. Let's go to allegory. The definition of allegory: a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. So this means that you can have a picture, a story like Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam, when he got the picture, I want you. You know what that means. Like you're an American citizen. He wants you to fight for this. This is a picture with a hidden meaning. All these things are pictures with hidden meanings. Jesus on the cross, pictures of hidden meanings, and I'm gonna show that along the slideshow. So let's go with one myth. One myth that we know is a myth because people accuse me of being comedic. People accuse me of being for Egypt, which I am. Don't get me wrong, I'm not comedic. I am. Those are Africans. So I'm with African people. I'm from West Africa. I'm a Gold Coast gorilla. I'm from Africa. I'm a ride with my fellow Africans. So let's see. Egyptian god Khnum, myth, origin story, powers and importance. My first bulletin point I'm coming to is for more than 3 millennia, several Egyptian gods and goddesses rose to the quite lofty prominence among ancient Egyptians, but very few reached the reverence and the appeal of Khnum, the ram-headed god of creation. So this God right here, that's 2,400 years before your Bible was ever wrote, was the God of creation. Okay, let's go to my second bullet point. Also known as Khnum, well, we don't need to go through that. Egyptian, y'all know who I'm talking about. Egyptian god Khnum was famed in ancient Egyptian religion for having molded human beings from clay. Additionally, he was associated with the Nile River. Hold on, not my camera right. I can't see. Hey, okay, Nile River, with many describing him as of the source of the Nile. So this god Khnum in Africa, 2,400 years. That's 2,400 years before your Bible was ever created. This man was known, Khnum, this god or entity, was known as the molded person that created humanity. Let's go to the next slide. You know what I'm saying? We gonna quick. Hold on. Okay, here's a parallel because Khnum was also known as, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what Khnum was known as. Isaiah 64:8 states, "By now, O Lord, thou art thy father, where are the clay, and thou art potter, and we are all the work of thy hand." This verse emphasizes the relationship between God and humanity, portraying God as the creator and us as human creation, shaped and molded in his hands. It serves as a reminder of our dependence on God and his role in our lives. This is the King James Bible. So now that we see right here that, but O Lord, thou art our Father, we are the clay, and thou art the potter. I want y'all to keep those words in your mind, in your brain. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next slide. Here we go right here with Khnum. This is ancient Africa. 2,400 years before your Bible was ever created. Matter of fact, why would we go from backwards time? We're looking from backwards time. We're looking at the Eurocentric time. This was before Khnum, his story. This is the potter's wheel right here on several papyruses. Papyrus means paper. That means ancient Egyptians, ancient black people invented paper. Because y'all papyrus paper, y'all can get it. I shouldn't have to. You see, this is Canoon right here. Let's go to the next slide. Adam, Adam and Eve.
Brother King Seth, real
Let's
quick.
show.
I got Brother King Seth. I got my elder on here. I just want him to introduce himself. My Baba Yashabaya. You know, he's
Yes,
gonna be
sir.
teaching me Ifa. You know, he's 78 years old. He's an elder. So we got to honor, respect, and protect him because there's a lot of people in the community that's disrespectful towards him, and that's why I pulled him to the side. Said, "No, come up these back chats. Let's go do this live on Lions Den and get the information." So go ahead, elder.
He want to ask. I mean, anybody can ask questions while I'm doing my presentation, and I will address the question. So if he
Yeah,
want to come in and ask a question, that's fine.
that's cool. I just wanted to introduce himself. You acknowledge him because he just popped on the scene. Go ahead, elder.
Yeah, this
How
is
you doing,
I'm
Elder?
Baba
How you doing,
Yashima.
sir?
All right. I'm Baba Yashima Ipa Blue Jam in Toulouse, Louisiana. And yes, I am an elder of 79 years, pastored in the church 48 years. I have a doctorate degree in theology and divinity. And I'm listening too, but I was
Yes, sir.
invited to come in and listen to the talk, and I always enjoy people discussing the sacred writings and where it got started, because it plays a major impact on our everyday life. Because 6.9 billion people believe that the Bible is the Word of God, and they base their life on it. A lot of things are written
Yes,
about
sir.
it, and that's the thing, we have to learn how to separate myth, metaphors, allegories, and dogma from the authentic that's going on. So I'm listening to you going back to Canoe on the potter's wheel. What I would like to know, can you give me a timeline when that was done? I know what I'm asking, according to the writers, they're saying that the Genesis story was written around 4004 BC by a guy that chronologically, excuse me, his name was Archbishop Rivers, gave you the chronology of the Bible, and I'd like for you to give me the chronology of the Kemetic description of creation, and I'll listen.
I get you. So what you have to understand is that chronology that we use now is based on when you say BC. BC is closer to us. Like when you say 1 BC, 1 BC is closer to 1900 than 2000 BC. BC when you see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of Christians, y'all don't understand how chronology works. Chronology works as BC when you say before the common era, or that's BCE, or when you say before the common, y'all like to say it's before Christ. It has nothing to do with that unless you're dealing with the Gregorian calendar. So
Yeah.
when you say BC, BC means when you say 2400 BC, I'm talking about, bruh, I'm talking about this far. I'm talking about way back on the time. I'm talking about way back on the timeline. The way I get closer, when I start saying AD, that close to your Jesus, to your
No, I think
2000
you misunderstood. I think you
years ago
misunderstood me.
AD,
Okay, I think you
to
misunderstood me, and I
19
do apologize.
to your 14 AD to your 15 AD. That's not after this. That's Athrodinosis. These are science words. These are things that I'm not telling you based on your theology.
No, well, no, but what I'm not neither am I, but I'm doing both.
This is
According
what,
to,
because of the Gregorian calendar,
okay,
and you have
allow
to
me
understand the
Can,
chronology.
can you hear? It might be a delay, elder. He's trying to.
okay,
Okay, I think both of y'all kind of talking. So
okay, I do
go ahead,
apologize.
elder.
Okay, I firmly understand what you're saying,
Now I
but
hear, I hear.
okay, and then a lot of people want to go to Kemet. I
Okay,
have a scroll. I have a scroll that goes back 250,000 years BC, before the Common Era. So And that's why I started at 250,000 years of history prior to Kemet.
I didn't say 250,000 years.
Yes, sir. I got a calendar go back.
I didn't say nothing about 250,000
Oh,
years. Normal
trust
from
me.
Egypt, that the one that
I'm
discovered Egypt, he's only what,
I'm
like
sorry.
2000 years BC?
I'm sorry.
That's what we
I
check.
can do this. My beloved brother, I want you to do this. Look up the Lubombo bone, and see when it was founded. The Lubombo bone. That's when the African woman created the first lunar calendar based on a menstrual period and the moon cycle. Look up the Lubombo bone, and it's 36,000 years older than Kemet. So look up the Lubombo bone. This is the documented fact. The Lubombo bone, Labobo bone.
You know that bone wasn't a full bone, and
No, it was not. It broke off.
It had 28. Right.
Yeah, that was the Lubombo bone. That's a West African thing.
But all I'm saying, the timeline. Look at when it was founded and how it was carbon dated. What I'm looking at.
Yeah. Elder. So the purpose of King. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
I'm saying the purpose of King Seth up here is to evaluate the stories of of the Bible. Did Jonah really live in a whale for 3 days? Did Moses really part the Red Sea? When people want to say, hey, I can prove that the Bible is fact, then we need to see these type of demonstrations. Where's the archaeological evidence that Joshua blew some trumpets and blew down the walls of Jericho? According to archaeologists, the timelines don't match up. So this is what we're talking about.
The book of Yasher. Okay, the book of Yasher says that the real story that happened in the Red Sea is written in the book of Yasher.
And they have no evidence.
And there is no evidence that it happened. That's the thing.
You can say it's written in the book of whatever. I can say Harry Potter. I can say Harry Potter played Widget for Slytherin, and you can't prove me wrong because it's in the book.
Let me say this. From the Jewish scholars,
you can't prove me wrong. It's in the book.
I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I'm just
Harry
trying
Potter.
to
And King Seth, Elder, he wasn't talking about you. He was talking to the audience and the people that he's going against. We say, y'all can't prove me wrong. Both of y'all are on the same team.
Okay, my
he
bad.
has a presentation.
Yeah,
Elder, he has a presentation. He has a presentation that he want to present, and then we'll let him go off his presentation. Then we'll do the question and answers.
You got it.
But he said if you want to stop him,
no, I'm going to listen.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to listen.
Yes, sir, Elder. And he said, if you want to ask a question and stop him a little bit on something he bring out, he's willing to do that. But let's get more to the meat and potatoes.
No, sir. I will be orderly, and I will listen to the conclusion of the whole matter, and then we'll do it during question and answer.
Right. Well, y'all on the same team. All right, let's go. Go ahead, King Seth. I think he's frozen. Well, oh, there you go. All right, let's get it.
All right. Well.
So we can do the Lubombo bone later. Just let's get back to your presentation.
Can y'all still see my screen? Can y'all still?
No.
Can you still see my screen, Mandinga? Okay, cool.
Okay, so King Seth, just so you know, we have a delay. You have a delay. So
I'm just asking, can you still see my screen?
Yes. No, we don't see a screen. When you ask me a question, I'm gonna pause for 5 seconds before I answer it. All right. But no, we don't see your screen. Genesis, we needed the brother to pull the screen up.
Let me get it.
And until then, just keep talking. So keep the audience engaged. What you're mentioning. I'm getting ready to call her so she can get your screen back up. She might have stepped away. But like I say, his goal is to come in here, evaluate the Bible. We're going to start from Adam, the first person, Adam. Can you prove the Bible believer? Is this esoteric? Is this an allegory, or did this really happen? Do you have the evidence to say Adam and Eve talked to a talking snake or a talking donkey? Did somebody talk to a talking donkey? We don't care about Taharka being proven as a historical character. That's just like you say, New York is real, but Spider-Man was there too. But is Spider-Man real? So let's not play these games. You know what we was asking for when you did the presentation and when you signed up for this debate. So let me call DJ Genesis. Y'all can build for a second so we can get your screen back up here. Go ahead, King Seth. Talk about your mission and whatever. Read off the presentation so we can get it back up. However you want to do it. Go ahead.
I can show my screen. I can still show my screen. Can y'all see me now? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, but I got to get her to click it on. So I'm saying while we're waiting for her, you keep going and talking. So and you know, and talk about your
what I was saying on that last slide, when the internet got mad at us or whatever, bruh, that Canaan and Adam and Eve, it was the same thing. Like, this story about Canaan is almost 2,400 years before the Bible ever existed, before the Torah ever existed. Like, we had a potter's wheel. We had somebody that created somebody out of clay. We had this. So if that's a fairy tale, and we know that that's a fairy tale, then we should know that when we read the Bible and it's the same thing, it's parallel, that your Bible is not real. Because this is our people. This is what we study. We study our people. Y'all are studying people that's not us. So I don't understand how y'all are getting these fairy tales and telling us that, trying to convince us that it's real. Like your Jesus is a Superman. And he hasn't came to help us yet. As much as you pray, he's never came to help us, not once. The only people that helped us was us.
Were you still presenting? Did you still want to present your slide? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I do. Y'all ready?
We're waiting on you to come back so he can share his screen, champ.
Okay, go ahead.
Just so y'all know, King Seth, stay focused. I'm out here in these YouTube streets. They see that we doing the show, so now they want to call you Freemason and all that. And so what? I mean, like I said,
I tell them I am a Freemason.
You goddamn right. You're running your family, running your family. Yeah.
Yeah, it do. My grandfather was a 30.
We don't already know. So let's just continue. All
right, let me share my screen. Let me see. Share. I'm gonna hit the buttons real quick. It says start. Can y'all see the screen?
Yeah, we see it.
I see the screen right now.
Yep.
It's like Adam and Eve. It's like Adam and Eve right up.
Yeah, Adam and Eve.
All right, let me go back to the last screen. See, this is this right here is Canaan and the potter's wheel, where he created humanity out of clay. This is the story of where humans began. And this is a children's story. That's what it is. And what the Bible did, it took it and it made it something to where y'all believe it. Let's go.
Adam and Eve depicts an interaction between Eve and the serpent, where a serpent cunningly questions God's command and the tree of knowledge. Eve engaged in conversation with the serpent, perhaps suggesting that animal speaking was not unusual in their context. Though not explicitly stated in the Bible, the possibility of animals having speech abilities is raised, supported by instances of bottom. I don't want to go there. I want to go. I'm because I got Bottom's donkey in a minute. But what it's saying is that these people was supposedly created by the dirt out of clay. So let's go to the next story. Y'all got your boy Moses. Is Moses not a wizard? He got a staff that ate up snakes. He got a staff that when he hold up and do this, he got a beard. Look at him. This is a depiction of Moses. Let's go through, is Moses not a wizard? In Exodus 14, 21, 22, the Bible describes the miraculous events. Then Moses stretched out his hands over the sea, and all that night the Lord drove to the sea back with a strong east wind and turned into dry land, so that the waters were divided. And the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground, with walls of water on their right and on their left. Now, this is wizardry. This is Gandalf. He got a staff. He got a beard. The snake ate. The snake turned into. Yeah, the snake turned into another snake and ate all the snake. Yeah, this is a wizard. I mean, ain't this what they depict? That's what they depict Moses at? Let's keep going. Similarities of Moses. See, this is Merlin on the right, and this is Moses on the left. What's the difference? Both of them got a staff. Both of them got this staff from the gods that got all these powers. He can make the Red Sea part. Let's keep going. Like, there's too many similarities between Moses and Merlin. These are both wizards. And we know when we read the definitions. Let's go back. Y'all want to go back? Let's go back. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back to these fairy tales. A children's story about magical and imaginary beings. This is magic. The places look like something out of a fairy tale children's book. You got wizards. We got Gandalf, right? Don't we got Gandalf? How many other with Merlin and the Knights at the Round Table? We got all that. So let's go from that one. No evidence exists of the Exodus narrative. The Exodus is founding myth. The Exodus is the founding myth. This is what you see when you pull this up of the Israelites. The scholarly consensus is that the Exodus, as described in the Torah, is not historical. Because you know what it is? It's a fairy tale, perseverance. It's an allegory. It's a myth. And we did go over the definition of an allegory. Watch this. Let's go over the definition of an allegory one more time so everybody can see. Allegory, a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal hidden meaning, typical of a moral, political one. Now let's go back to the Exodus. The scholarly consensus is that the Exodus, as described in the Torah, is not historical. It's not historical. It never happened. Israelites were never slaves in Egypt. They did not build the pyramids. Let's keep going. It's not historical. Torah does not give an accurate account of the origin of the Israelite. There is no indication that the Israelites ever lived in ancient Egypt. The Sinai Peninsula also almost no sign of any occupation of an entire second millennium BCE where the Israelites are said to have spent 38 years, was uninhabited prior to the early 12th century.
That one pot.
So this is showing that, bro, even we know, everybody know that it take what, 9 days on foot to walk from Egypt to we know this. This we everybody know this. You can look this up. It take 9 days to walk from Egypt to Canaan. It take 90 days. I mean 9 days. But it took y'all 40 years. Come on, man.
Hold up.
So,
let me say this real quick. They can't even prove where did they go? We need to know exactly where is the campsite.
They don't got nothing, bro. It's no fires. It's no pottery.
Keith, real quick. They done made up 5 or 6 different goddamn on locations. Anonymous Goof Brew. Judah Nash don't know nothing about this. This is way above his debate level. He's just a hound dog that go do with a lap dog and tell him what the what they call him, the small hats tell him to do. You over there teaching Kabbalah, but you call yourself a Torah nice priest, man. You's a joke.
Watch this.
Go ahead, King.
Look. Watch this. Watch this, brother. Hold on. Watch this, brother. Watch this. It's like, look. If y'all can see my mouse, I'm circling 10. Y'all see I'm circling the number 10. If everybody see me circling the number 10, let me know y'all.
I see you.
Somebody say yeah. Okay, it's like while a few scholars continue to discuss the historicity of the least plausibility of the Exodus story, the majority of archaeologists have abandoned it.
Can't find a guy. Hey, we need to see. Hold up, Judah. Hey, Judah. Where did they go? That's a big drop to get to the bottom of the Red Sea, bro.
No, that's a fairy tale. That's a myth.
It's a fairy tale. Esoteric. Allegory.
No, it's a fairy tale and a myth put together. Because you got a superhero, which is Moses, and you got a myth. You got all 3 of them. You got an allegory, a myth, and a fairy tale all in one. And that's what the Bible is. That's why I have 3 definitions. Because all of them coincide with one. Let's go to the next slide. Let's go to Jacob wrestles God.
All right, now what you trying to prove right here? Are you asking, did he really wrestle with God? Can they prove this? I mean, what are we doing here?
I'm saying that this is an almighty, all-powerful God. How did you? That's like me. That's like Batman wrestling with Superman.
No, that's like Superman wrestling with goddamn Urkel, Steve Urkel.
Or Captain Marvel. That's like Captain Marvel wrestling with Batman. That's what it is. That's a God wrestling with a regular man. And the regular man won. That's why when you watch these Marvel comics, that's why when you see Superman could never be Batman. I mean, Superman could never lose against Batman. How can Superman lose against Batman? That's impossible. But Jacob won. He won. That's a superhero story. That's a story that gives you all about faith. Now watch this. God wanted a relationship with Jacob, but he could not do so until Jacob acknowledged his self-reliance, dishonesty, and cunning ways, because Jacob was a scammer. When Jacob refused to submit to God, a simple divine touch on his hip persuaded the young man to surrender all acknowledge his complete dependence on God. Jacob's conflict with God represents his conflict with his inner self. So this is what you call an allegory, because right there in that line, Jacob's conflict with God represents his conflict with inner self.
Inner self. See, Judah, you're not ready for this type of information, sir. You romper room. This is why y'all try to get the debate to go a day early. When we set debates, every time we set a debate with you, we go American time. So when you say the 7th, that is the 7th Monday. They try to go early Sunday. And I know how y'all flipped the script because OTK is supposed to be a dinner show that day. And it got canceled. So Sonetta hurried up and got you up there to try to do a fake victory like somebody running from your information. We seen the presentation. It was trash. Shout out to the Lions Den. Shout out to my wife, Jenny Hayes. Shout out to King Seth and the rest of the crew. Like I say, shout out to DJ Genesis, my elder up here. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, we diffused something with 607 Unc and Brother Sanchez. We all finna work together and bring out real information and topic. Y'all keep that beef tube crap over there. You, Chris Harris, hold up. Chris Harris, I'm sorry, Monica, I got to say it. Chris Harris, Judah, Napa, and Sinetta are keeping all y'all confused and following a circle of nothing. When we supposed to be talking about organ harvesting. We're supposed to be talking about real and fake information that's going. Why should we follow some fake stuff and these leaders out here that's leading you astray and ain't really teaching the Bible right? There's supposed to be life lessons and meanings. There's the principles in there to teach, how to treat your elders and how to treat the kids. But you don't take it to Marvel Land and think that Moses took a staff and opened up a goddamn sea. We're not doing that. We're too old for this.
What that is? That's the Twin Towers. What that is? That's Gandalf, bro. Moses is Gandalf.
Y'all want real information? Come over to this circle over here. And all that other stuff, it seems like all 4 of them is working together. Y'all better peep the goddamn game. Because how could you have somebody in your platform that talked about your family, your wife, your dog, you go do this and that, and you ain't upset? How can you attack one person in the community who needs to go, the Soulfire Debate League, and not get rid of his minions? The Napas, the Judas, the Domos, the Chris Harrises. These people are a cancer to the community because they don't bring any real information. They're not talking about reparations. They're not talking about redlining. None of that. All they're doing is pointing the finger at each other. So this is why we're doing what we're doing over here. Shout out to Professor X in the building. Let's keep it going, King Seth. Turn up the heat, bro.
All right, that's a bit. He was no longer to be associated with being blessed through deception. So that means that all you Hebrew Israelites that claim to be Israelites, your forefather Jacob, when he wrestled with God, which we know that he ain't beat God, he got his name changed to Israel, that everything that he got, everything that he was blessed with, was blessed through deception. The real big homie was Esau. Esau, the only one that kept it real, because God says right here. He says it right here. God says that, bro, I've been giving you a handout. So we're not finna go there. That's a mythology. We know that that's a fairy tale and a mythology because and an allegory because it wants to tell you to stay faithful to God. Jacob uses sticks to breed sheep. Now, he uses sticks to get about a bad deal he did with his uncle so he can marry his cousins. Did y'all hear what I just said? He has sheep. Look at a stick so he can get married to his cousins. This is a known myth. Now, if y'all want to say this real, if you Hebrew Israelites want to say this real, I'm going to say this why y'all retarded, because y'all related. All y'all incest together. Jacob married both his cousins, his first cousins. This is what's real. But breeding sheep by looking at sticks, is this real? No, we know that's not how it goes. Because if we can do that to that, I have a whole bunch of Merle pit bull. I have a whole bunch of Merle bully pit bulls in my house right now. if I can get them to breed just by looking at some sticks, I'd be rich. I'd be selling all y'all Merle Bully pit bulls right now at $1,000 a pop. But we know that that's not real. That's not how breeding goes. So you know this is a myth. You know this is a allegory. You know this is a fairy tale. Because this can't happen. Because like I said, we'll have cane corsos breed around this mug all day long. If this was the case. I want some Merle pit bulls right now. But if I get him, my dog right now, and another dog just to look at sticks, and I can get some Merle pit bulls, bruh, I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm off the muscle rich. So my thing is that Jacob.
He said, wait, this says Jacob used sticks to breed sheep. Now, prove this. This is scientifically impossible.
Impossible.
Do you hear me, Judah Nazareth, Yahweh, Anonymous Hebrew, Apostle, all of you Hebrew Israelites, y'all can't even prove you're Israelites. You're converts. And you're pointing the finger at everybody else, telling them they ain't getting in the kingdom. Tazarian, all you got dang on bozos. You use the book for knowledge and wisdom and understanding. Basic information before I leave Earth. What's wrong with y'all? But y'all take this to a whole nother level, and this is why we're here. This is why we're needed. King Seth is here to tell you, stop believing the goddamn talking donkey happened, because some of y'all running around thinking this is literal. Or they got parents. I was even, kind of like, when King Seth first met me, like, explain the talking donkey. JJ 7000, Bowser, whatever your name is, nigga. That's how we met. And I'm like, thinking, well, can't a parent talk? That was my only response I could do. You hear me? It's possible. But go ahead, King Seth. Teach. They got up here, Judah Nazareth. We want you to go into scripture. We want you to use science. The Apostle God use science, Yahweh, to prove that Jacob breed sheep with a bunch of goddamn figs and twiddles and sticks.
Show me how this is not a myth. Because in a lot of myths, especially Greeks and Romans, they had a lot of animals and humans inbreeding that came out by doing this. So this is a myth.
Putting every animal on a goddamn ship, because when you go to the epic of Gilgamesh, at least they said they extracted the DNA and took it with them. These stories are just regurgitated stories from older civilizations. So how the hell can Yahweh be the goddamn Most High?
And we know
that. So y'all playing with this fairy tale.
Now, why did let's keep going? How does a person turn into salt? In the Bible, Lot's wife is a figure first mentioned in Genesis 19. The book of Genesis describes how she became a pillar of salt after she looked back at Sodom during his destruction of God. She is not named in the Bible, but is Ado of Edith and the Jewish traditions. Now, this word is called a story of disobedience. This is a story of trust in the superpower. This is a trust in your parents. If your parent, like your parents say, stranger danger, you're supposed to do what your parents say. You're supposed to do what the authorities say. Unless this, you're gonna have repercussions. And I keep going into that through my presentation. But this is a thing of she did disobedience to a superpower. So we have fairy tales that scare children into doing what their parents say.
Okay, wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. Now, scientifically prove, I want Judah Nazareth, Nepal, any of y'all to prove that a person can turn to a pillar of goddamn salt. We wait. I want to see this. We need to see this right now. You up there talking about somebody over here, a Freemason and all this other stuff. Stick to the topic.
No, I am a Freemason. Tell them I am a Freemason.
But that ain't the topic today. That's not the gospel.
You're right. But I'm just saying, this is a story of punishment. Just like the boogeyman. If you do this, then this was gonna happen. The boogeyman gonna come get you. That's what happened. She disobeyed, and guess what happened? She turned into a pillar of salt. That's all this story is. That she didn't listen to authorities. This is a bedtime story.
That's right. That's the meaning of that. The esoteric meaning, the allegory. The only thing I can't figure out. This is off topic. It's the story of Seth and Haru. That's a little different. You know, copulating between.
That's an allegory of power.
If we're gonna leave that alone, we're gonna talk about that. Them kind of allegory.
We can get on that. That's an allegory of power. Because that's an allegory of power. Because his uncle wanted his throne. He wanted his nephew's throne that belonged to him.
Right.
So we know that's fake. We know that's not a real story. Right. Y'all taking it literal. We taking it as a motherfucking lesson. Of course, the ancient Egyptians believed it. Of course, they believed it. But now we smarter. Y'all still living in 2000 AD.
The Bronze Age. Running around the community with Star Trek outfits. Talking about you're gonna have slaves in the kingdom. They out here misrepresenting the book. That they just twisting it up because they don't even understand what they're reading. Every little set out there, including this guy who says he's Torah only. Okay, Torah only is the first 5 books. Then you say Onias is the third, is the Messiah in that book? He didn't even mention. He's mentioned in the Dead Sea Scroll commentary. You cannot find Onias is the third, ladies and gentlemen.
And watch this. I ain't went outside the Torah yet.
Old Testament, none of that. There is no such thing as
Mandika, your mic is mute, is like muffled. I can't hear you. Your mic is muffled.
No, my mic is muffled. Okay, my fan was on speaker. My fault.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, this reason why we doing this, y'all, is because I got tired of just. I battled more with the Christians and Israelites when I was an Israelite, more than I did with the Comedics and everybody else, because we got to clean the house before you can go outside the yard and deal with other things. Your house has to be in order. And the Israelite house is not in order. The Christian church is not in order. Everybody beefing, they can't unite because they're Christian church, because they feel like if we do a whole picnic together, you might steal my milk.
I let them make it on the incest, though. I let them make it on the incest when the daughters get to the cave and have sex with their father, both of them. I let them make it on that. On the stories. I let them make it on the fairy tales. I let them make it on that. I ain't even say nothing about it.
Well, that happens in real life right there. So, but I'm just
now, hell now, bro.
That happens in real life where a daughter sleeps with her father.
Nigga, how many times you ever seen a daughter get their daddy drunk after apocalypse?
I'm just saying, Keisha, we got to be logical. You have hillbillies out here. Go look in the goddamn hills. Attendant hills have eyes. They do that.
Man, I'm in the Appalachian Mountains. They ain't with no niggas,
let's stick to the agenda at home and making these Israelites be accountable for this book, since y'all want to put it on everybody else and say, I mean, how is it fair to humanity that we have to be punished for the sin that Adam did? We wanted y'all to answer that question.
Were talking
do a presentation. What if we don't believe in your book and your Bible? What if there's older civilizations out there that got other things and be like, well, there's similarities over here that's in the Bible, but this is older. So why should we listen to the Bible the way that the Europeans had scripted the book and got you niggas brainwashed and thinking this is the creme of information to any one of y'all out there that's listening? The pie. Talking about Jesus Christ is a serpent in the garden. You made that up. Don't even make sense. Stop doing that.
You made it.
Let's keep going. And then, see, we attack y'all information.
Let's go. Okay, then you got the Epic of Gilgamesh. Now, the Epic of Gilgamesh tell was carved into an ancient tablet. Hold on. Noah's Ark found in the book of Genesis. The tablet describes how the God sent a flood down to destroy earth. However, one God, alerts Utumnanism, the ruler of the ancient kingdom, of a plan instructs to build a boat to save himself, his family, along with birds, beasts of all kind. So this is a myth that we know started. This is a myth that we know is not real. We know this never happened. This is a story that was by what, Herodotus? You know what I'm saying? The third millennium BC. This is when I say not 24,000. This is by what, 1000 BC, earlier than the Bible. This was wrote, I don't know how many years earlier than the Bible. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. The myth of Noah. Genesis says God instructed Noah to build an ark. 300 cubits. Cubits. Hold on, let me finish. Cubits and 30 cubits wide. That translates to the ark as described in the Epic of Gilgamesh. So when you look up the Epic of Gilgamesh and you look up Noah, they built the same boat.
But the Epic of Gilgamesh with the same measurements. What the hell's going on?
Come on,
keep it going. Keep cooking.
So you mean to tell me we know Epic of Gilgamesh is a myth? We know it's a poem. We know it's an allegory. We know this. So when it comes in the Bible, all of a sudden it's real? No. Noah would have constructed the ark from wood, but the specific type is debatable. See, I can go into that. What kind of wood y'all had in Israel? Y'all didn't have no wood. It's desert land. I don't even know why people want that land today. They ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? But it's like because the size of technology or lack thereof of the time, wood experts don't think that the literal ark could have withstood setting. Because even when you go in the numbers, it was 22 feet of water. Bruh, we got Olympic swimming pools. That's 25 feet of water. So you mean to tell me that this boat couldn't float in 22 feet of water when we swim right now in 25 feet of water? Okay, right here. Noah's Ark is a significant story in mythology. This is the definition. This is the definition when you go on. Noah's Ark is a significant story in mythology, probably found in the Bible, Genesis, where God instructs Noah to build an ark to save his family in pairs of every animal from the great flood. The dimensions of the ark describe 300 cubits, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits tall, which translates to approximately 520 feet in length. The story parallels in other ancient texts, such as the Epic of Gilgamesh. These are stories. These are fairy tales. Is
passed down from generation to generation. You got to be one of the dumbest scholars on the planet, man, to think that this really happened. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with being real, bro? And like these stories, even they had an Adam and Eve story, the pygmy story. But like I say, by the time they got Europeanized, now you got goofies running around in Star Trek outfits like Tazariak.
I didn't want to throw that out. I didn't want to throw that out there to him because I felt like he was gonna play the game. But that's why I got the potter's wheel, so he couldn't deny it.
He ain't ready for that. Keep teaching, man. Yeah.
You can't deny the potter's wheel, bro. The story has parallels to other ancient texts, such as the Epic of Gilgamesh, suggesting the shared mythological theme of great floods across cultures. Modern interpretations often question the literal historical accuracy of the ark's existence, viewing it instead as mythological narrative that conveys moral and theological lessons. That's what I'm saying. This story, everybody knows this is a fake story. A world flood could not happen. Every archaeologist on the planet agrees.
That's a fact. Do the Nazareth. So we need you to prove that a world. See, these are the questions that we asking you, Torah Knights,
He don't want that.
HOK, SVDL, any other goofy outfits out there that really don't want to stand up to us with real information. You gotta have your tricks, whistles, and bells, and all your other stuff to come along with you. This is where the home of the truth is over here. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Samson and Delilah. Samson was a man of unmatched physical strength, but when he fell in love with a woman named Delilah, he bet his match. Samson abandoned his God-assigned mission to please a woman.
See, that's
who had stolen his affections.
Used to be.
This is a fairy tale, bro. Listen to this fairy tale.
Come on now, you're gonna miss his ad lib. You used to be the Samson of consciousness. Now you just something else. See, and Delilah took you down, sir.
All she got to do is
your high top fade down, nigga. Go ahead, Keith. I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
That's a story. You see what I'm saying? The interdictions led to the blindness, imprisonment, and powerlessness. Even worse, the Holy Spirit departed from Samson. The story of Samson and Delilah parallels the spiritual and political array and the duration of Israel at the time. Although Samson was physically strong, he was morally weak. But God used his failures to mistake him for interest. For his significant for his sovereign power. See, this is a strong man.
Can he prove that he killed the lion? We need to hear that. Where's the first-hand accounts? They said he killed the lion. Prove it. Prove it, because you was up there gloating because they flipped the script on a goddamn debate. First of all, I was supposed to be on the 28th.
Bro, right? This is a fairy tale. I should bring up Rapunzel. I can bring up Rapunzel.
Rapunzel and all that. Go ahead.
I can bring up Owlet and say, bro, this is a fairy tale because his power lies within his hair.
Rapunzel, this is God.
If this is your Yahweh, if this is your God that you say is great, he shouldn't have no weakness at all. Somebody cutting his hair. Why are you testing his faith? You should know his faith. Now let's go to the next slide.
Hold on, you going fast that. No, stop. And so what it is the story is about faith and obedience.
That's what it is.
To a power that can get you through life spiritually.
So it's another allegory in the power.
Yeah, that's all this is. Go ahead, King Sir.
Let me go to the next slide.
Go to the next one.
You
have to answer all these questions, sir. Go ahead.
Here your boy Hercules. Hercules done the same. This from Britannica. All my sources are from Britannica. The myth of Hercules, known as Heracles in Greek mythology, revolves around his extraordinary strength. Now let's go back to Samson. Samson was unmatched in his physical strength. Let's go to Hercules. The myth of Hercules, known as Heracles in Greek mythology, revolves around his extraordinary strength and his heroic feat. So Hercules, he beat a lion. He did all this. He is the son of Zeus. He is the mortal, acclimate, destined in greatness, but faced with challenges due to the jealousy of Hera, Zeus's wife. Heracles best known for competing in the 12 labors. And Heracles was great. Heracles, we used to watch the show Hercules with the other little homie. Now why did this the one? Now watch the picture. Look the picture. It's Hercules and Samson. They both fighting the same line. They both fighting the same thing. One comes from the other. Samson came from Hercules, but y'all just gave him a little twist. He got long hair because he's a Negro, and his strength was in his dreadlocks. That's what it was. Like, stop playing with me. You got pictures right here that show you the same thing. Hercules right here on the left, probably your right, fighting a lion. Then you got Samson over here on the left, probably y'all right. This is my right, fighting another lion. Bro, stop it.
Man,
Come on,
King Seth, they got African stories of brothers fighting lions. This is not a new story, ladies and gentlemen. And really, it's true life. They got African warriors. I mean, to go out and fight lions. I heard that before. So these are old regurgitated tales, put it in the book, spent off by the Europeans, and you got these goddamn Negroes fighting over the book. Who the right? Who gonna get salvation? And all this. And then they don't even tie into your African beginnings and your heritage of being in that land. Because they despise Judah Nazareth hates Africa. He said that Africans are monkeys. And so how can you have them on there as an Afrocentric?
That's why he live in Japan. That's why he live in Japan.
That's why he in Japan. So just let me know, all y'all working together, ladies and gentlemen. They working together as a team. Don't let them fool you. It's all an act. They laugh behind the scenes, getting y'all to. This how we get views and keep distracted. Let's keep going.
And then you got the same. And then you got the same myth. Oh, his strength is in his hair. His strength is in his locks. That's a mythology within itself. That his strength lies within his hair. Like, how many strengths lies within? Like, you got Achilles. His strength relies within Achilles tendon. That's Greek mythology. That's Roman mythology. Like how many things on a person's body that you can take off of or do something to that would hurt that person from stopping that person from being strong. So these are mythologies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Notably in the David and Goliath story, the Philistines attracted a reputation for being lecherous and uncivilized and extended at their name, and they became a byword. They'll say you a Philistine because they think you uncivilized. They think you crazy. They think you this, but you can cut my hair and betray me and do this. Like, stop it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are stories. Okay, then you got Elijah and the bears. These are children's stories. Now right now we finna really get in children stories that need to be, I don't know, like, you got children.
King Seth, you said if I had a question I could ask you, right?
Go ahead, yes, sir.
So let me just say this. To break down the esoteric meaning of Samson's story, particularly his encounter with the lion, we can explore various interpretations. One, symbolism of the lion. In many cultures and traditions, lions symbolize strength, courage, and royalty. In esoteric term, the lion can represent the ego, personal strength, or the untamed aspect of the self. Samson's victory over the lion symbolizes mastery over his own inner challenges or the integration of his primal instincts. Two, see, Judah, you're not ready for this type of information. You call yourself teaching Kabbalah, so we know you some kind of small hat, nigga. Excuse my language. Samson's as an archetype. Samson, I'm gonna give you one more, and I'm gonna turn it back over to King Seth. Samson can be seen as an archetypal hero, embodying qualities like strength, bravery, and sacrifice. His story may reflect universal themes of struggle and triumph, ladies and gentlemen. This is all this is. Where the hero faces and overcomes powerful forces, both external and internal. Judah Nazareth, you idiot. Now, you idiot.
That's called an allegory.
The rest of you got them so-called teachers over there. Yara, all of y'all.
Judah Naz is beyond an idiot.
Go ahead, King Seth.
Nigga, Judah Naz is beyond an idiot. He's an imbecile.
So
the things he want to try to debate me on, boy, I will kill you on this stuff, Judah Nav. You know what I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying? No physical stuff, you know what I'm talking about, on the debate. But bro, the things you be talking about now, stop it, man. Like you can't help you, bro. If you'd have done the debate when it was time to do the debate on the 7th, like I agreed to on Monday, like Judah said, like everybody agreed to, like you know what I'm saying. Even Chris Harris looked at it and he told me, he said, "Man, I seen it on the 7th." Exactly, bro. It was on the 7th. That was that birthday. It wasn't the 6th. I was with my family on the weekend on the 6th, homie. You want to wait? You want to do it on that day? That's cool, fine and then. It might have been a miscommunication with me and Sinetta. You know, I ain't trying to start no smoke with nobody. I don't want no smoke with nobody. But all I'm gonna say is, hey, look, it was supposed to have been done on the 7th. And this ain't the first time you done ran from me, Julian ass. This ain't the first time. So don't act like because you on these platforms that we finna act like somebody running. I ain't never ran from you, partner. I ain't never ran from nobody, dude. Period.
They don't know about the back chat wars, man. These people new to this, man. We ain't new to this. We true to this. This been going on. Tazara got ran out the back chat by Kamisha. We got the real stories. The real story. Let's continue. Like I say, these heroes, these men fighting lions, this is nothing new that the Bible said. Every story that you come out with, Judah, Yara, Sarnetta, Nepal, because all y'all pushing this narrative that Judah Nazareth did something. Well, look, after we show this, we can show his presentation and it was straight trash. That's not scholarship. That's not even edifying anybody. What King Seth is doing is teaching people who think this is literal, who think Moses did split the Red Sea and they walked and they was in the wilderness for 40 years.
And the man
you can't
Gandalf.
find a campsite.
That's Merlin, the wizard from the Knights at the Round. That's Merlin, bro.
Right.
That ain't no real character. He got a staff and a beard, and that's a wizard. I know a wizard when I hear a wizard. The snakes didn't ate this snakes up. He didn't raise his hands up and the seas didn't part. Nigga, that's a wizard story, stupid. I'm not dumb. You didn't tell me nothing, bro. You didn't tell me nothing that no God that never done, man. And I can explain all the plagues that happened, and none of those plagues happened in Egypt. You was never slaves in Egypt. You never built one pyramid. You watched them. You was in awe when you came to Egypt.
And so was Khufu. But that's another inventory still. They say that he came upon 2 peaks and he dedicated by the Sphinx, dedicated those 2 mountains to Isis. Or so. He seen them. So Khufu didn't build it either. No 20 years. It was already there. But let's definitely see. This is why I'm not compromised. You know, hey, we not compromising the Lions Den. We battle each other if we disagree. It's just real. Let's talk checks and balances. Let's keep going. Shout out to Sister Karima, one of the ones and two over at the Lions Den on the other channel. We're streaming on Facebook. Hold up, Keisha. I'm trying to tell them where everybody can see your show. We're streaming on the Lions Den. You know what I'm saying? JJ7K TV. Once I get my new computer, be back up and running. We running over here. DJ Genesis. She allows to come over here. She's not in the middle of none of this. So Nepal, stop harassing her. If she want me to have me over here to do a show, you can't stop me. Y'all didn't want me over there and our people. Y'all call us the kittens den all of a sudden. But when I was over there, not one of y'all said it over there. So y'all like a leaf. Y'all blowing the wind. You go here and there. We ain't with that. We about teaching and edifying the body. All y'all doing is y'all working together. Somebody paid all y'all to work together to keep the people confused. We're not doing that. You ain't no Godfather, sir. Godfather, hey, they rule and reign. They rule and they're supposed to keep the neighborhood in order. You ain't doing that. You went from Malcolm X to goddamn Jesse Jackson, as the Prince of Peace said.
That nigga say you went to Malcolm X to Jesse Jackson. That was a good one right there.
Now, that come from the Prince of Peace. The young brother, the warrior, 35 years old, say, what happened to you, Frankie? What happened? What happened? You let the young ones up when you try to raise up the masses like you with the Black Panthers and that Black Power stuff. Now it's just a panel of goddamn Wendy Williams up there arguing not no order, and then a woman running around here having you beef with everybody, bro. So you got to get addressed here and there between the real information. Let's keep it going.
I dig them blues. Now, right now, I got Elisha and the two bears. You got a story right now. In the story of Elisha and the two bears, Elisha asked God to cause bad things to happen to two boys, which in the Bible is not two boys, it's 40 and two boys. It's 40 and two people. So it's 42 people. Like when you really look it up. So this Bible, so the scripture that I got right now is written wrong. You know what I'm saying? To make fun of him. In response, two bears comes out of the forest and attacks the boys. This story is one of many miracles performed by Elijah. So my thing is, this is a story to tell children to be afraid of their elders. You have
the bald head guy.
That's when you go back to Little Red Riding Hood. Because you have animals. You have the little three bears, everything. Because you have animals showing children what not to do with adults. And this is a story to tell them hey, don't talk about a person like that. And back then, I guess, it was they was bald head. They had a receding.
Okay, hold up, brother. Was there bears in Israel? What part of the country was in? What bears was in that part of the land?
Man, bro, I don't know.
That's the question you gotta ask.
They obviously had some type of bears over there. The nigga said it was some bears came out.
Some goddamn barracudas bit in them ass when they walked to the Red Sea.
They couldn't have been in Egypt. They couldn't have been in Egypt. They couldn't have been in Israel. Ain't no bears in Israel.
Where did it supposed to happen? That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
I guess it was somewhere where they was in captivity or somewhere. I don't know, man. But the simple fact
is, I guess where they had lions at, and they was building arcs at. They was building arcs over there, but we don't know about the wood that they got.
Hey, that is so dumb. He said, "Well, JJ, when I used to believe in this stuff like that, he said, well, how did Noah put the sharks on the goddamn ark?" I said, bro, come on, man.
And 22 feet of water.
And 22 feet of water.
Come on, man. And that's what covered the earth? 22 feet of water? Bro, stop it.
And he thought that was a heavy, deep question. Like, well, how did he put the sharks on there? They don't need to be on the ark. They swim in the water.
I mean,
they become the mega sharks. You go so deep, you don't even know. But they in 22 feet of water, y'all.
But you got whales. You got whales that's mammals. So how did he put these whales on there? Then how did you get the kangaroos how did you get kangaroos from Australia, wombats from Australia to get from all the way over there to get on the ark? How did you get the sloth, the slowest animal on the face of the planet, which is the sloth? How did he get from Argentina, South America to Israel? How did he get there?
Yeah, all the animals. Who had me singing in the third grade and in school when they used to have church in school. Who built the ark? Noah built it. Who built the ark? Brother Noah built the ark. Then came the animals 2 by 2. I said, what the hell is this?
Well, I just want to know how.
It's brainwashing. Is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, King Seth. Teach. Judy, you would have got destroyed. You know that's why Sarnetta bumped the debate a day early. When we debate, we do American time to set the date. We in America, we don't do no Japan, the date, July 7th. Man, stop playing with us. And you reschedule it for the 28th. And King Seth let you reschedule it. But you didn't even tell King Seth you rescheduled it. I just so happened to be over there, and Sarnetta was over there, and he said, well, what day is the debate? He said, well, 28th. I'm like, damn, he told King Seth. And what I do, King Seth, what did I do when I called you? What did I say?
You called me and told me. What?
I told you what?
You say, oh, they doing this. Oh, they doing this. And then the last time you come, you say they say the 7th. And I'm like, oh, that's Monday.
Yeah.
Cool. I do it
anyway.
I got a little PTO.
Yeah, exactly. They say, oh, well, he only debates on the weekends. No, don't play with us. Then they go up there at the kittens den and they're running and I don't even want the belt. Man, no, shut up, man. Look, we can stop some of your presentation right now and look at his stuff, but we ain't got to do that because it's already trash. We ain't showing trash on here. Continue to teach. Whether you got to do a 2-part, 3-part, this is what we do. We over here bringing out real information, and we not playing around with all this goddamn Wendy Williams, Napas Netter show now. It's the Napas Netter show. She run the flow. She bringing all these goddamn SBDL rejects who already knew about Solar Mind, trying to immaculate them in. Oh, we forgive you. But the worst guys up there who wanted to get pictures of Sonetta's daughter. And they knew about it. They exposed themselves. But you want to get mad at 7,000? Because I went on my platform and said she need to shut the F up sometime? You disrespected my wife. Man, if you don't get somewhere and sit down, what was disrespected to you, she don't even respect you. She don't even respect you. She ran over there dressed like Pocahontas, but goddamn, what's his name? Wu-Tang Clan.
You saying that? So you saying?
Let's keep going, man. You want to try to, silence us over here? Make up petty excuses? No, all y'all working together. I don't fit in with that. I'm cool with that.
All I'm saying is
you'll never get me to go that way with that bullshit. Go ahead, King Seth. Teach.
All right. Then you got Little Red Riding Hood. You got Little Red Riding Hood with animals. Like I said, this is a thing that's going on within the Bible. You got animals talking. You got you got a snake talking in the beginning. You got a donkey talking, and now in Little Red Riding Hood, you got an animal talking. So animals talking in these fairy tales or myths is one of the things, because you got Little Red Riding Hood. What big eyes you have? What big cheeks you have? All this other stuff. What she was talking about in Little Red Riding Hood. This is what you got. The story of Little Red Riding Hood is a fairy tale about a young girl who wears a red cloak and encounters a wolf on her way to visit her alien grandmother. The girl is either eaten by the wolf or she's saved by a woodsman or a hunter, depending on the version of the story. So, depending on the version of all these stories, you can go off of it. And that's one of the things that we can go off with Little Red Riding Hood. Y'all have the story, the people that believe this Bible. Y'all have different stories y'all can go off of and say, oh, we crazy. No, we not crazy. You crazy. You the one that think that somebody parted the Red Sea.
King Seth.
Yes, sir.
I want to interject. Man, I'm loving it. You are spot on. But I want you to get them to go to Judges chapter 9, verse 8 through 15.
Okay, let's go to it. Hold on. Let me see. Let me stop sharing.
I got a question too after this, King Seth.
Hold on, let me go with what let me go with
discussing ancient African mythology. Stories
hold
from
on,
talking
damn.
animals. You got a question about something specific?
Yeah, hold on.
Am I on the right shit?
Well, hey, why you listen?
Am
why
I
you looking
on the
for
right
watch
shit?
this?
Bro, okay.
Watch this.
It seems like you're trying to focus on something specific.
Okay. Hey, is there ancient African stories with talking animals in it before the Bible? Go ahead, John. This is Mandinka.
Yes, there are ancient stories with talking animals that predate the Bible. For example, in ancient Mesopotamia, the Epic of Gilgamesh features animals. And in Egyptian mythology, there are stories with gods and goddesses taking animal forms. However, specific stories with talking animals similar to Aesop's fables or African Anansi tales.
Yeah, you say that. Listen to it. He help me quick.
In Africa, stories like Anansi the spider have been passed down orally for generations, showcasing clever animals in human-like roles. These stories often convey moral lessons and cultural values. Would you like more information on Anansi or other ancient storytelling traditions?
Now, let's King Seth want to ask you a question. Me and you gonna just sit back and listen. All right, family? Watch this, King Seth.
Yeah, I want What you said? What you said, my brother? What you want me to go to? Can you see my screen?
Setting up the
Yeah, this
I
is
want you.
Baba
I want.
Yatsumaya.
Tell me what you wanted me to go to.
I want you to go to Judges chapter 9, verse 8 and 9, and begin reading right there, the first 5 verses.
And what's okay? Yeah.
Judges
All right,
what?
let's get-
Judges what? Judges what? Hold on.
9, start with
Judges
verse
9.
8 and 8,
Okay.
and begin reading. In
Judges
plain
verse
English.
8. Judges verse
Begin
8
reading.
right there.
Yeah,
Am I right there? You see my screen? Can you see?
I'm looking right at it. Yeah, 8.
All right, so you see it? I'm right?
Yeah, 8
right,
through 15.
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Judges 8. So it says Judges 8. Okay, so let me see. Judges 8.
Starting right
Judges
there.
8.
You had.
You say 15. You say through 15.
Yo, 8. So you start with verse 8.
You say through.
Yeah, you got it right there at the bottom.
Through 15. All right, right there. There we go, right there. All right, let's see. Just 8 through 15. And you want NIV or you want KJV?
KJV about to clean up the one, so let's make it happen.
All right, hold on. Let me put it in the thing.
Okay.
KJV, King James Version. All right. So you're a real Israelite.
Who, me?
I describe the story of trees anointing a king. Is this right? Now, is this right here?
Yeah.
So should I click on? Let me click on it. Fuck it. Let me click on it. Let me see. There's 8 through. Okay. The trees went forth on a time over them. So the trees voted. So you mean to tell me a tree voted?
Just read. I asked some guests about that.
The muscle. Your shit sound like some King of Narnia.
Now read that. I missed the trees did what?
Okay, I'm gonna keep reading.
You read the whole thing. Start off. Start it off.
The trees voted for a nigga to be.
Come on, man. Judah Nazareth. We need.
Okay, I'm
hold up.
8 through 21. The King.
The trees went forth on a time to anoint a king over them, and they said unto the olive tree, "Reign thou over us."
What's up, bro?
But the olive tree said unto them,
"The tree voted."
Okay, now that mean like the root of Jesse, or they talk about people, but they don't see. These guys don't teach it what it really means. They're just showing you that no trees can vote. So why y'all saying a donkey can talk, trees can vote, when you got to look at the real meaning behind
I ain't talking about no
context.
Damn people,
you one of the slowest goddamn preachers. Judah Nazareth, you one of the slowest goddamn preachers we got in the community. And your priestess is just as dumb. Shaddad dumb, Natter. Yeah, both of y'all. Ruining the community. Misleading people. Teach the Bible right.
Now trees voting. Of course.
Which one of them voted for Trump?
This what you want me to read, brother?
Yeah,
They need to hear this. Read this, King Seth.
Wait a minute.
Yes, read.
I used that. I read that, and there's one in Judges chapter 1, verse 19. When the God
got to do it.
Elder, don't go to that yet. No, they need to hear it again. The trees voting. I want to hear the whole. He said read a couple of scriptures from that. I mean, what the trees doing in the vote? Who won? Was it Rick?
Okay, let me read them. Let me read them.
Yeah, that's what we waiting on.
Okay, I'm finna read it. And the trees went forth on a time to anoint a king over them. And they said unto the olive tree, "Reign thou over us." But the olive tree said unto them, "Should I leave my fatness Where thou by thee thou honor God and man, and go be. I can't even read this stupid shit. This shit dumb as hell. Nigga, so trees is voted. The trees didn't voted for the olive tree to be a king. This shit dumb as hell.
Keep going.
And the tree said to the fig tree. So the fucking trees talking to the.
You ain't gotta cut.
Come
Teach
on,
yourself. You've been doing good. You've been doing good. You've been doing good. It's a good show. Now watch this. So so they gonna say this. Is what they gonna say? Well, if y'all know the trees is talking about the Israelites and the broken branch and all this. So if y'all can break that down like that, why y'all can't sit here and break down the other stuff that's allegorical? You can't have it both ways.
No.
Just like Tazara, if you sit there and fight for Christ, Christ talked about hell. But now you're making up your own doctrine when you're sitting up here talking about, well, this is what we teach at the ISPK. There's no such thing as hell. We just come back and we keep regenerating. Well, then if you're doing that route, you can't talk about you believe in Christ, because that's not what Christ taught, according to maybe according to the version you got of the book.
I got one more.
Yeah, keep teaching that
Judges,
there's no such thing as hell.
Chapter 1, verse 19.
I'm talking to my wife.
Go to Judges chapter 1, verse 19, and let's see where God failed.
But a man dies once, Captain Zariak, according to the scripture. But now you teachers, you didn't get your little shit.
Judges chapter 1, verse 19.
This is a hit them up for all y'all.
You just killed. Now hold on. My premise that this one, Judges 9:8-15, you got trees talking to each other, talking about the trees, the olive tree is the leader, and that what you said. The olive tree is the main dude.
Now keep going.
Like, bro, you just solidified. Which one you want? Which one you want me to get? Which one you want me to get? Let me exit. You see my screen?
The Bremer wines are being in trouble. But
I'm exiting out that one.
God can't fail. I want to go to Judges chapter 1, verse 19. This is Barbara. Judges chapter 1, verse 19.
Okay. Bro, stop it, man. You give me too much ammo. Judges what?
Judges
chapter 19.
1, yeah.
Hold on. Judges chapter 1. Judges 1.
Yeah. Hit that like, share, and subscribe.
And verse 19. There you go.
Hold on. Tripping. Okay. Judges 1. There we go. All right, here we go. The Lord said with Judah, and they took possession of the hill, but they could not drive out the inhabitants. Oh, yeah, that's because them H-Time boys were down there. We was riding swingers on them boys. We were poking. They couldn't fuck with that iron. Nigga, because we had chariots. with them swingers on this boy. That was them H-Time boys. We came through with them foes poking. I love this chapter. Because he couldn't fuck with us. We came, bro. He had plex. And them boys came through with them slabs on foes. He seen a whole bunch of slabs on swingers poking, and they on rims of iron. That's what he said. What did he say? He said we could not drive them out. And the inhabitants playing because they had chariots. That's the boy. We had them foes poking, nigga. Wasn't no iron, nigga. That was that chrome poking, nigga. Got them cherries. That's one of my favorite verses, and Judah know that. That's one of my favorite verses. Y'all can hear me? Somebody say hello if they can hear me.
Remember, I told you it's a little bit of a delay.
Like right here, this H-Time. Bro, this H-Time. This a H-Time verse. This how you know that they were plexing with real Houston niggas. Look, the Lord was with Judah, and they took possession of the hill country, but they could not drive out the inhabitants of the plain because they had chariots and iron. The reverse highlights of the divine support Judah received in their conquest. Yet it was also points to a limitation. Yeah, because he seen them boys with them foes poking. He seen them boys with them chariots or them swingers on it. But boy, stop playing with it, bro. You playing games. We dicking foes on you niggas, man.
Hold up, bro. Hold up. I gotta say something.
We were screwed up quick on them boys down there.
King Seth, it's a delay. Did this really happen?
No, it did not, but I like the story.
All right, then. So there you go. Judah, show us that this really happened. What battle are we talking about right here? What battle? Read it to me again, because I was distracted a little bit.
With Judah tucking his tail? With Judah tucking his tail? That's the story.
Hey, man, Judah done ran for so many debates, y'all. Don't be fooled by it. All the rah-rah and his new puppet master over there. He told him to go after Gilbert Arenas, and he made a video. Gilbert Arenas ain't seen nothing. Ain't nobody paying you no attention like that, bro. He just sending you out on a mission. You was crash test dummy. That's all you is. You ain't got to kiss his butt to be on his platform, bro. You know, you crashing out. You in the box crash out, dummy. No information from either one of y'all. Y'all won't be able to address anything that we talking about over here. So go do all your. He said this and she said all that. We ain't with that over here. If you can't come in here and address it over here, then hey, what's the point of y'all calling yourself the Godfather of consciousness, the Godfather of confusion, leading the people astray? You went from Malcolm X with a bullhorn, as the Prince of Peace said, to goddamn Jesse Jackson. We got hope. What did he say? Keep hope alive, looking ass nigga. When you was that first time about Malcolm, we go take it by any means necessary, nigga. The hell going on? You done went back to a conch. That's what you did. You started off at Malcolm, now you done went back to a goddamn Al Sharpton butter perm, nigga. That's what you did. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, a lot of this is fairy tales. You mean to tell me your God can't handle the red line and H time that coming down Alameda? Yo, God, that's fairy tales. That's myth. Okay, let's keep going. We did Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah, animals talking, animals giving children consequences for the things that they do. So these were stories that the parents told to the children to have them respectful. Like you got, like my little girl right now, we got the little elf on the shelf. Yeah, we got the elf on the shelf. When my daughter come through, when she here and when she with her mom, it's the elf on the shelf. So that determines how many gifts she get. But everybody know that that's a myth. It ain't no damn elf on the shelf, nigga. We put the elf on the shelf. Let's go. Council and Greg.
You tell him the box of rocks and swear he a Kemetic priest. Israelite priest. Come on, man, stop.
This another story or fairy tale that gives you Hansel and Gretel. These are stories of children having abuse because the stepmother wanted to live. Look, read the classic fairy tale of Hansel and Gretel, who escaped from their cruel stepmother to find themselves in a candy house of a witch. So this story, this parable, or this fairy tale is written to be happy that your father have another mother for you, or you're gonna end up with a witch. This is a, y'all don't understand it. Like when you have these Carolines, when you have these Christmas these stories and these things, you know what I'm saying? You know, when hey, what it is, what the story is, bro. The daughter was in a tree, and the tree fell down, and you had this and that. You have that from a kid. These are stories so you can understand your parents, so you can understand to have the boogeyman, so you can listen to your parents. All this other stuff is to listen to your parents. These are stories.
Now Uncle Judah Nash, he the boogeyman. Look, he want to collect pictures of 9-year-olds, y'all. Not that these are all SBDL rejects. They're all a part of it, y'all. Yeah. The fact they weren't quick did an SBDL. You got damn right I'm clapping back.
My nigga, he the boogeyman because I got videotapes because he had gay thoughts. He had homosexual thoughts. He said he did.
And talking about killing himself and killing other people. Come on, man.
All this. So my thing is, bro. My thing is that if you're gonna be real about yourself. And like I said, these are stories. These are stories of being a good person. These are stories of it. Of course, I missed of course, I didn't put a lot of stories in there. I didn't even put Jonah in the well in here. I didn't even put that stuff. Just for the simple fact that I know that y'all know it got to be stupid. And I'm not finna play with the audience intelligence like that. So let's keep going. I got another.
Oh, man, what you doing, man? Jonah in the well. We gotta talk about that. I wonder if is it scientifically possible? Is it scientifically possible for a man to get swallowed up by a fish? They didn't even say it well, like he said earlier when he was on now.
There's a big fish.
You actually think that happened, or do you think there was some kind of meaning behind that? Did it tie into the Christ story?
It was a meaning because it was a punishment. It was a punishment because he disobeyed God. That's what it was.
Or disobeyed his elders, or something like that, man. You know
exactly. I mean, that was a story of don't disobey the higher upper echelon of whatever we going through. This is what's gonna happen to you. Did it happen? No, it never happened. And then see, my thing was if he went into the New Testament, I'd have compared Jesus to Superman. I can compare him to Superman, Spider-Man, Batman. I can compare Jesus to all of them. Like y'all don't want to play with me with this Bible, bro. I know it better than y'all because I read it. That's why I'm not a Bible believer, because I read it. That's why Mandika is not a Bible believer, because he read it. That's why a lot of us not that, because we read the Bible and we don't agree with shit.
He said, real quick, let's yeah, go ahead and talk about Jonah in the well, the esoteric meaning. I mean, this reality, is there any proof that this happened? Go ahead, John.
The esoteric meaning.
Hold on, King Seth, watch this. Go ahead, bro. Watch this, King Seth.
It seems like you're about to share something or make a point.
Go ahead and talk about the Jonah in the well. King Seth, just be quiet. Go talk about Jonah in the well. Just give me 2 minutes of that. You know, is this
talking about
really
me, or you talking about the other brother?
King Seth, just be quiet for 1 second. I'm helping the audience. Look, I ain't trying to be disrespectful. Look, the AI can only work off one voice. Watch this. Hey, John, go ahead and explain Jonah in the well. Did this really happen? Is there any proof of this? Is it some kind of allegory or esoteric meaning? Go ahead.
The story of Jonah in the whale is a complex narrative that has been interpreted in various ways. Some people view it as a historical event, where Jonah was literally swallowed by a large fish and then spat out, while others see it as an allegory or metaphor for spiritual transformation, where the whale represents a transformative experience. From a historical perspective, there is no concrete evidence that the biblical accounts prove the event occurred. Many scholars approach the story as a literary work that conveys moral and theological themes rather than a strictly historical event. The story's symbolism and themes have been subject to interpretation, with the whale often representing a symbol of salvation. One's perspective, whether it's seen as a miracle, a parable, or a mythical tale. The narrative's significance lies in its ability to convey deeper truths and teachings, regardless of its historical accuracy.
Thank you.
That's why I say that everything in the Bible is a myth, an allegory, and a fairy tale all mixed in one. That's what it is. You don't have the Bible. You can at the most say that it's
Historical fiction.
There you go. That's at most. That's just like saying that Abraham Lincoln was a vampire slayer. And it's a movie out there called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. Was Abraham Lincoln a vampire slayer? No, he wasn't. But was he a real person? Yes, he was. It's historical fiction. That's what it is. And for people that don't want to see it, y'all tripping. Let's go to the next slide. Talking animals. Y'all got talking animals all through y'all Bible. These are, bro, y'all got a talking snake from the beginning. Nigga, how a snake coerce my woman to do what I don't want her to do? Like, you mean a snake? An animal? Talk my woman into doing what I don't want her to do. Y'all had that from the beginning of time. Talking animals. I don't see no talking animals. Show me evidence besides a parrot. Because it wasn't no parrot. It wasn't no parrot. It wasn't no parrot.
Hey, that was my rebuttal to you when we first met.
Hey.
A parrot can talk. What makes you think God can't make a snake talk? Yeah, man, and a donkey. That was my defense back then, man. But now, you know, hey, I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more, man. So, King Seth, you're doing a great job. This is the beat down that Judah Nazareth would have got. Well, if Shawnetta wouldn't have flipped, try to do the debate a day early, act like nobody wasn't showing up, even though Judah had already rescheduled it because the first debate was on the 28th. So we're not going to do this. You're not going to play with the Lions Den lane, all that. No, LV got ran up out the den because he wasn't a debater.
You know I was on vacation, bro. I was on vacation. This shit was on a Monday. Bro, I was out with my lady. Man, my lady, I came my lady time, bro. My daughter time. That was my lady and my daughter time. I was waiting on that Monday to come through on the 7th, like they said.
On the 7th. And he already had OTK open the knowledge schedule for that day. But OTK computer was messed up. See, I already know because I already got my ears in my to the YouTube back streets, all that. So starting to stop playing with us. Ain't no run no lines or none of no den. Ain't nobody ran for no Judah Nazareth. Y'all seen his presentation? It was trash. Trash. He talked about Taharka. Taharka is not really in your biblical narrative. We're talking about your founding forefathers, sir, from Abraham. I mean, from Adam all the way to your Jesus Christ, or however you want to do it, bro. Taharka is a real person. Just put in a Harry Potter movie, like King Seth said. God dang it, Abraham Lincoln was a vampire killer. Stop it. We know Taharka is real because there's historical evidence. Taharka is real. There's historical evidence that backs it up. So you're not going to play with us. Then you got little stones and tablets. See what the Moneta Stele say. Now, you were supposed to prove us that your people, a lot of these prophecies, bro. I can show you some stuff where prove this. When did this happen? No, it didn't happen. No, the devastation didn't do all that. They're still there today. So this will be like a 5-part series. King Seth cannot get it all out in one day. But him and I will be building on, this is part 1. Part 2 of examining the Bible. Fact or fiction will be coming soon. This is what we doing, man. Let's keep going, King Seth.
Okay, we got the talking animals. There's one that we know crazy because watch this. You got a shrinking donkey.
Now look at that, man. See what I'm talking about?
Donkey funny as hell.
Hey, come on.
Well, bruh, donkey funny as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
They got it in cartoons and Disney.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you got a talking donkey right now. This is a talking donkey, but you got Balaam and the donkey, the homie, and then he ain't even asked, Look, the donkey in the thing, he ain't asked nothing about the angel. He ain't he say, man, why you beat me like that, bro? He ain't asked nothing about the donkey. When you read the book, he say, why you whooping me like this, bro? Don't you know me? Ain't I'm the same donkey that you been dealing with, bro? Why you whooping me like this? Donkey hot. He ain't say nothing about no angel. He ain't say nothing about nothing. He say, man, why you whooping me like this? So that means that soon as God gave him that tongue, the first thing he wanted to say was, why you beat me like this? So you know it's fake. Come on, man. That's not real. Let's be honest about these situations. You got wizards, talking donkeys, snakes, all kind of stuff in your fairy tales to cause an allegory, which is mythology. We got the definitions of the word, a collection of books. That's a mythology. This is a mythology. This is a fairy tale. This is allegory. So, Judah Naz, you'd have got destroyed by me. Period. I see why you didn't want to see me. Why you deflect this? You see, this is not the first time you done this with King Seth. Bro, you didn't duck me, I don't know how many times. You didn't did this too many times, and now you go on Sinetta and act like somebody been running from you. Bro, stop it, bro. You've been running from me. You've been running from me since, what, 2022, 2023? You've been running from me for a while. Jordan ass. It's cool. I understood it. Because you know you can't back up none of this. I understood it. But bro, stop acting like you can mess with me on this information. You can't. I'm gonna kill you dead. Dead on the information. As far as the debate topic goes, bro, you can't mess with me, bro. You believe in talking donkeys. You see Shrek right here and donkey. I hope at least your donkey sound like Eddie Murphy and be funny. But Judy, you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm done.
All right. Watch this, y'all. Here we go. Hey, we back up here, John. Now give me the 10 stories that's really questionable in the Bible. Are these real stories, or are they considered allegorical and esoteric, having a deeper message to convey to the reader and the audience? Go ahead.
Who you talking about?